So this guy's got it all figured out. He's got an all-wheel drive car, and he's got enough ground clearance, and he's got snow wheels. He's got a whole set of wheels and tires that are set up just for winter. Now this is an expensive option, but if you have the money to do it, it's the way to go. You'll notice that it's got a bunch of little extra lines. This is called siping. You can actually cut lines and sipe a tire and appropriate it for winter, or you can just buy a winter type tire. You can see that these are a Blizzak, and they're all set up and ready to rock for winter time. You can do studs, which are awesome, especially in this kind of a scenario.
Look, this guy's going. Watch out, guys. Yeah. Here he comes.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's not gonna
Or you can just go with something like this, or at least a winter tire. There's different kinds of tires in terms of hardness when they're cold.
We see that the tread compound is so stiff that it does not conform to road irregularities. Clearly, traction will be dramatically reduced from this. Looking at the winter tire with a tread compound designed for these temperatures, it is not surprising that we see excellent contact between the tire and the road.
Now these are going to be really soft. These are going to be mushy and not responsive in the summertime. So you want to put on your blingin', oversized, awesome, sporty wheels for the summertime, so you still get the performance out of your car. But then you've got this quick, easy to change set, so that you can just throw them on for the wintertime. And in the meantime, they're garage eye candy. So there you go. If your tires are worn down to a certain point, you shouldn't use them anymore. You know, for some people that's 3 30-seconds, for some people it's 2 30-seconds. Let me show you what that means. So looking at this tire, you're probably sick of looking at it now, but you've got a little gauge, and you just put these across here, you push it down till it stops, and then you look. In the red, you can see that it's millimeters, and you look at the top of it. And the side, it's 30 seconds of an inch. So these tires have about, I'd say between 6 and 7 30-seconds of an inch. They're pretty much brand new. You want to check on the outside edge, because especially on your front tires, this is where it's going to wear down. You can see it's almost through the siping. They don't sipe all the way to the edge because it makes them wear more quickly. But basically, the siping action makes a huge difference. Okay, so what we're looking at here is we have a hunk of rubber. It looks like some type of, it looks like a tire material, but it's been siped. And what siping is they generally just cut it across, and it creates little grooves between, and it helps the rubber to be able to grip when conditions are wet, icy, etc. This one has not been siped. It's to represent a tread block, and it's just normal form without the siping. Then we've got a couple of weights. How much do you think those weights weigh?
5 pounds or so, maybe.
About 5 pounds or so. So for visual effect, because you can't feel, we've got some rubber bands, and we're going to hook the rubber bands through that T-bar there. And what I'm going to do is, I ought to do the other one first. This is unrehearsed, as you can see. They've been kind enough to let me share this with you. But as you hook that on there, watch the way that the rubber bands will stretch as I pull on this. So as I start to pull, they don't stretch very much at all. I can pull that really easily. Now, as I take it out and do the same thing on this other one, watch how far the rubber bands will stretch. And what that's indicating is the amount of grip that the siping adds to the rubber. So we'll hook that in there like this. Now watch how far these stretch. I'm going to have to hook my thumb because it just seriously does not want to move. Look at all the additional traction that siping gives you. Now, I'm not doctoring this. I'm not doing anything, with trick photography or stretching it using computer graphics. It really grips that much better. This is what siping is. You see the difference? The tire on the right has been siped, the one on the left hasn't. And we got a little steel weight on it. And one of them just about pulls the countertop off, and the other one just slides freely. So you don't want to be sliding on the winter surfaces. Now say you don't have this little tool right here. What you can do is use a penny. This is kind of a go, no-go type gauge. When you look at the penny upside down, no disregard to Mr. Abraham Lincoln. Got nothing but love for you, buddy. If you look at that closely, you can see, I'll just move the penny, it's easier than moving the camera in the tripod. If you can see all of his head and his hair, that's about 2/32 of an inch. And that's kind of a go, no-go thing. So if it's blocking into his hair, and this is well into that, then you're good to go. So you can use a penny to see if you're good to go. If you want to play it safe and put on better tires that are better suited for the snow, that's awesome. You want to see the difference between a snow tire and a non-snow tire, check out these two cars. Both of these cars are exactly the same in every way, except for one of them has snow tires on it and one of them has summer tires on it. So there have been a lot of innovations for all-season tires, and those are a good way to go too. But you just can't beat the traction and the effectiveness of a good snow tire when you're driving on snow. So that concludes our tire section. Tires are important. You only have, how much is actually touching the ground is only this much times 4 for thousands of pounds, and your safety, family safety, whatever, to keep you on the road and keep you from sliding off the road. It's really important. I can't stress that enough. Tires are a big deal. You need to be able to see where you're going, but even if you can see, even if you scraped your windows, you did all those other things, your antifreeze is appropriate, defrost works. If you can't control and grip the ground properly, you're hosed. And speaking of hose and other rubber items, it seems like the rubber things on your car make all the difference in the world. Next we're going to talk about wipers.